The ravages of time are taking their toll and threatening to erode the substance of automotive history. What, laymen will ask, does old junk have to do with exclusive Horch cars? In the absence of construction plans, many a clapped-out piece can serve as a model for a faithful replica. Rare Horch models especially owe their existence to this old junk. Konrad Engel has been collecting and restoring old Horch vehicles for over 30 years. I'm a master mechanic, and during my apprenticeship I worked on Horch cars. The old masters back then always said that Horch cars were the cars with the best technology. They raved about them, and I thought, well, somehow you'll have to carry on with Horch cars. Today he restores particularly rare Horches. They're very popular with insiders and with others. When you see what beautiful cars they built in the 30s, or the Horch cars generally with their 8-cylinder inline or V8 engines, they only built 8 cylinders, these are very sought after on the collector's scene. The insider, Ralph Hornung, is a lover of historical luxury cars. On behalf of Audi tradition, he hunts down Horch models for the Audi Museum. He's made 2 finds here with Mr. Engel. It's about this car here, the Model 305 from 1927. 8-cylinder inline engine with 2 overhead camshafts. And the special thing about this car, the reason we're buying it, is that it's a landaulet. And so it has a very special body shape where you can fold down the back part of the hood. Horch was once a synonym for elegance and luxury, exactly right for the sophisticated requirements of wealthy gentleman drivers. In the Second World War, due to the looting of the Zwickau factory, large holes were created in the archives. Therefore, the remaining Horch cars are very hard to trace. But the insiders are sure of themselves. This landaulet model is one of the last, if not the last one in the world. While Ralph Hornung checks the condition and originality, Konrad Engel carefully brings in the second museum piece for inspection. The second car is a Horch 850 Pullman Cabriolet, the biggest Horch there was at the time in 1936, with a 100 horsepower engine, a 5-liter inline 8-cylinder, and on this one you can open or close the whole roof canopy, and it's a 7-seater car. Despite the then very advanced Horch technology, this roof has to be opened by hand. Naturally, your chauffeur would take care of that for you. The finely constructed roof mechanism is easy to move. Ralph Hornung doesn't just pay attention to impeccable function when he buys for the Audi Museum. The overall condition is important, but far more important to me is the originality. Whether the headlamps are right, whether the instruments in the dashboard are right, is the engine the right one, or has it been replaced by something else? There are cars offered today that are in very, very bad condition. Even the original nameplates are present. The small and very fine details are also original. You have to look closely to notice the attention to detail in this careful and elaborate restoration. The difficulty in acquiring parts, or even the need to reproduce individual components, means that it can take years for a collector to receive a faithfully restored Horch. A thorough test drive is absolutely essential, especially when buying a vintage car. The cars aren't intended to just stand around in the museum, and must also be able to present the glamour of Audi tradition on tours without breaking down. A trip in a Horch from the 30s still feels comfortable and relaxing, even today. Both 8-cylinder engines run balanced and quietly. However, thanks to today's more volatile fuel, they need to be handled more carefully because engine damage in a Horch can be very expensive and involve long repair times. A little sensitivity to the mechanics is therefore vital. The technical inspection was successful, and Mr. Engel is confident and certain that both Horchs are prepared for the Audi Museum. The successful deal provides the necessary funds for the next restoration. In this way, the history of the Horch brand lives on at Audi.